Woo. Woo. Let's go. Let's go. We in here. We got our AB joining us shortly. I mean, tell you what, it's always something to talk about, eh? Eh? It's always something to talk. It's kind of quiet on the NFL front, but this is what the winners drink. Yeah. This is what the winners drink. Red Bull. I know you don't know. You look like an F1 racer right now. I know you don't know nothing about the F1, no, AB.
Nah.
You ain't tapped in yet? Let me get you right.
Nah, I'm good, bro. I stay in my lane, buddy.
I see what you did there.
You see me? But nah, I'm that's not my
They gonna give it a chance, bro. You was in Indy for 7-8 years. I know you went to at least one Indy 500 race.
I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. I randomly on ESPN yesterday, and it was on. And I said, you know what? I done seen it take over my timeline a couple of times. I saw some people talking about the Netflix documentary. I said, let me just tap in. I watched the whole thing from beginning to end. It was very entertaining, I must say. So they got a new fan to me. They coming down to Miami too. So I'm gonna show face for
That's
sure, man.
But
I know it was a lot of basketball, a lot of good basketball. Your squad punched their ticket to the Final Four, man. So that's we definitely gonna get to it. We gonna get to it. Your mom punched their ticket, so I know you're happy about that.
Man, we got down to the Final Four. We got the Oscars, man. A lot of going on with the Oscars. The Detroit Lions, they're gonna be on Hard Knocks this year. Man, I think
we might have to start off the show with that because we got to bring our producer Tone in, who is a lifelong Lions fan. So after the intro, we're gonna bring him in to talk about that. I mean, I don't know how the ratings been doing with Hard Knocks. Cowboys joints was all right. Obviously, had the in-season one last year with the Colts, and now we're going to the Lions. Caught me off guard. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, they must. Now, if the Lions come out and have a good year this year, I know I might be on the rig bandwagon. Like, come on, man. Out of all people, you gonna pick the Lions?
The Lions, but I guess stranger things have happened. So we got the Hard Knocks to talk about. We got the Final Four. We got the Oscars. NBA playoff push is underway. Kyrie made his return. What else we talked about a little bit about F1. Yeah, man, we got a good show to start the week off, man. So we're gonna jump right into it right after this intro. You good over there? Spectrum look good, looking crispy. My AT&T acting right. We might be good.
We're good for the day, man. Let's get it.
Might be good. Yeah. Yeah, man, IG hating on me right now.
What they do?
I posted a nice little dope reel, to get the people. Got a link, all type of shit. Shit been preparing for 20, 25, 30 minutes, man. But man, money though. We here, man. What's happening?
Man, let's get Tone in here, man. We talked about it. We're gonna jump it off, man. We got get this football talk. We got
What's up, guys?
What's happening with you, Tom?
Oh, just excited to watch my team on Hard Knocks.
Big day for you guys, man. Wait, were you surprised? Did you ever expect this?
I read somewhere like a couple weeks ago, like that we were one of 3 teams they could force to be on the show. I guess there's like credentials, like you have to have not made the playoffs for the last 2 seasons, not have a first-year head coach, and not been on the last 10 seasons. So with all the teams getting new coaches, that kind of limited the teams that they could put on. So it was. I kind of knew
who were the other 2 teams, other 2 possibilities.
It was a Detroit Lions blog. Shout out Pride of Detroit. I think they wrote a blog on it. So I don't think they said the other teams, but we were one of like 3 teams. So I was kind of expecting us to have the chance, but I mean, we're going to playoffs now. So that's
going to play this is the year.
Yeah, I mean, 7 teams who have been on Hard Knocks have made the playoffs, so it gives us a better chance than normal. Plus, Jared Goff's been on Hard Knocks. 2020 went 10-6.
I thought that was a Super Bowl year.
Won a playoff game though, so that's our Super Bowl. I mean,
that's what I said, man. Like I don't know, man. The gig might be up, man. Like.
I mean, we were on last year though. We pissed down our leg.
That was in season. Like that was something totally different. You know what I'm saying?
Cowboys did too.
I do wonder if that means if we'll take like instead of taking like the guy we probably need early in the draft, we'll take like a quarterback second just because it'll be more drama. Like if the NFL will make us take a quarterback.
Everybody got you guys taking that edge rusher, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think they have us taking the dude from Michigan or the dude from Oregon, depending on who drops. And then, but I saw a lot of push on Facebook and all the other places where I follow the Lions. People want Mark Willis, so
Malik Willis.
I don't know, man.
Oh, all right. Well,
that's too high too for me. But I mean, unless we trade
for
way,
nah.
This ain't a quarterback draft though.
You never know.
He might be that one.
That's true. Good point.
Russell Wilson went 3rd round.
Yeah.
You never know where you get your guy. Cousins, I think, went 3rd round.
I think our last number 2 pick was a Hall of Famer. So I mean,
who?
Calvin Johnson.
That was your last number 2 pick?
I think that was our last number 2 pick. We've had like number 3 and 4.
Okay.
I think that was the last number 2 though.
All right, so which team? Let us, because we don't get it. On the TV. I don't see a lot of Detroit fans talk about their team. So this is the man-to-man part. This is what we do things different here.
Yeah.
What team is set up for some success? Is it the Pistons, the Red Wings, the Tigers, the Lions? Which team is most set? Because I just saw the Red Wings get their ass beat by Pittsburgh on the ice.
Talking a lot about the Pistons though, Tom.
Sadiq Bey, Cade.
I do like the Pistons. They've probably been the most successful. Well, the Red Wings have been most successful in my lifetime, but they are terrible. So they're way out. They're like 4th place in the power rankings right now. 4th place in the power rankings. The Pistons, Sadiq Bey, got Cade Cunningham, probably got Chet coming in this next draft. I mean, that's a winning strategy right there. So I think they're on the uprise. Detroit Tigers, I think, are right now odds-wise 2nd to win their division, so they might make the playoffs. I don't think they'll win the whole thing. The Lions are probably in 3rd place, so it probably goes Red Wings 4th, Lions 3rd, Pistons 2nd, and then Tigers 1st, just because we're baseball.
So the Tigers got the best opportunity.
And all of those odds are like plus 7 zillion. So
hey man, I feel bad.
It's tough being a fan out there. Well, a Detroit fan, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Detroit fan as of right now.
For sure, man. It is super tough. So I've been catching up on other things like Formula One. I watched a little Formula One this weekend as well.
You tapped in too?
I did. We did a not to plug another podcast, but DeQuell had Hunter Yaney on. He's a F3 racer, so this might get Antoine in. He's from Virginia Beach, so he's from the 757 over racing.
So how does that work? Is it so
F1, F2, F3, but they race like on the same weekend. Kind of like NASCAR does, like with the truck series, and then they have like their nationwide series, and then they have their actual one. So it's kind of the same. So they'd be like the truck series version. But
yeah, we gonna get AB on. We gonna get AB on, man.
Yeah, we got a guy from the 7-5 over there.
Man, we gonna get AB on, man.
I definitely want to salute my hat to him. Hope he does well.
And he's only 16 too, so he's.
I like that.
Young
I like
buck.
that, but I doubt. I'm sitting on the couch.
Hey, shout out to DQ. It's Athletes Unplugged.
Athletes Unplugged, yeah.
Y'all tapping in that part too.
I mean, they race in good places too, though. AB, like Dubai, and like, I mean, a lot going on.
The tracks are dope. We're gonna get AB. AB, he like to find the things. So you get him in the spot, you get him in one of those suites or something. He be like, oh shit, all right. It's my type of vibe.
But watch one F1. He talking about the tracks now. Like, man, cut it out. Cut it out. Talk about
I be locked in. I started the Netflix series and all. Oh man. But
he watched that Kanye joint. He was trying to rap. Remember, so you can't let Debo watch too much Netflix.
Hey man, we caught in the moment, man.
And he on the Red Bull right now. Like,
hey, this is the winners drink, man. We need that Red Bull sponsorship too. I'll let the man pod
for real.
Red Bull Racing. Yeah, we in there.
But yeah, Lions winning the playoffs this year.
10-6-1. This the year. Shout out to you and Foxy, man.
We would get a tie. That would make sense.
See, I had you right, Kev. I was live tweeting F1. He felt like he was at the woo, that shit was live. Hey, but appreciate your tone, man. Hey, good luck. We root for you, man.
We'll see you. Y'all have a great Monday.
Hey, Tone, get you some yak, man. Put it on the side, man. You gonna need it.
I mean, it's always close by.
Now this extended the Lions season though, because usually y'all season usually end about April. Right after that draft. Y'all get hyped for the draft. Y'all get that top 5 pick, and then so now you got this to get excited for. You got Hard Knocks, and then
we'll
couple
see.
Weeks into the season, be all right.
Maybe more people, maybe a little shed some light on what we're doing over there. Maybe I can get a better look at if we actually changing things around, like AB said a couple weeks ago.
Shout out to MCDC.
Let's go bite some kneecaps.
Yeah, man. All right, man.
Later, guys.
Yep. All right, man. Let's get into it, man. What you want to start off with, man? All right, I guess we'll start off there.
The slap
heard around the world.
Heard around the world.
So we talked about it. I wasn't watching. Did you watch the Oscars last night?
I watched a little bit of it. I didn't see the slap live, but going back and looking, and like you said, you had your opinion. I got my opinion. The world has their opinion.
Everybody, or their joke, or that how the internet do.
Right. You taking it serious, you taking it as a joke or whatever. But man, Will Smith, crazy enough, with all the great movies he's played in, this is his first Oscar.
That's the wildest part of this whole thing. This is his first Academy Award. Like that's absurd.
It's his first one. And before we get into the slap, we kind of talked about what our top 5.
No. Let's talk about this after. Let's talk talk about what we need to talk about first. And then we're gonna end it on a positive note.
I mean, everything is positive.
Nah, this ain't positive. Ain't nobody win from this but the Oscars. But we gonna show y'all the unedited.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
That shit look fake, AB.
Dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was
I thought I said I'm going to.
night in the history
Okay.
of television. Okay. So we are here to give a documentary out, to give an Oscar out.
My dog rattled.
He was. I mean, I don't think when they went over it, I don't think the smack was supposed to be that hard. You feel me? Like, look at him. Look, like he's looking at it. He's cringing.
Right.
Like,
He thought it was a joke, bro.
he thought what was a joke?
He probably thought Will was gonna come up and say some shit or kiki with him.
Bro, he leaned in. Who leans in for a smack?
Bro. So you think that was fake?
Look at here. I have my opinion. And again, I feel as though it was scripted. The smack wasn't fake. I just feel as though this was scripted. I feel as though, for one, when
Let's
you look,
let's slow it down.
like right here, he's like that wasn't even no real smack for real. Like Will Smith hand all stiff. Like, I don't know. And then it was like, for me, it was interesting to so when you hear, like, when you talking about the movie and how King Richard protected and defended his family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Will Smith comes up and I'm protecting my wife, I'm protecting my family. You know what I'm saying? I just feel as though it was just all scripted, to me. You know what I mean? It's Hollywood, Oscars. You got one of the best actors to ever do it.
I don't think it was scripted. I don't think, because Will kind of laughed a little bit. I think he kind of caught that side eye from his wife and saw her reaction to it. And then for the people that don't know, Jada recently came out and kind of talked about something she's been dealing with medically and why she got the low cut. And maybe Chris Rock had no idea, but I didn't know until after the fact. So Chris Rock could have been ignorant to that fact as well. Comedians do that. That's what comedians do. They take jokes. Sometimes it's overboard. You see it all the time when the comedians hosting. They pick on people in the audience. Will just happened to be a little too close, and maybe he was still in his King Richard bag. And I feel like at this point, Will kind of been a ticking time bomb. At this point, that I think that slap. I don't think that slap really had a name on it. That was like.
That was for everybody. That was for his wife.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, joking on him about
that was Chris Rock took it for everybody in the recent. So I think it was real. Obviously, not only that, but then the audio after when he was like, hey, keep my wife effing name out your effing mouth. And then they had some video after the cameras cut where like Tyler Perry and Denzel kind of had him to the side and he was kind of wiping tears and somebody else. So they had
Will Smith. They had Will Smith at the party singing, getting jiggy with it like ain't nothing happened. Like come on, like
if it was fake, they got me, AB. If it was fake, they got me.
Hey,
they got me. I done seen Will slap somebody before too. So
it's like I said, my opinion. I could be 100% wrong, but to me, Will, I just feel Will's like a very, and like I said, Will could have lost it in that moment, but Will is a very, I think he's very calculated in the decisions that he makes. You know what I'm saying?
So I would agree with that.
So for him to be about to receive an award for something that he played, and again, like you say, if it was real, he was standing up for his wife. You know what I'm saying? I respect that 1,000%. You know what I mean? Every man should do that. But just thinking of how Will just had, how he's been in his life to get up and smack.
it was wild.
It was wild. Like I said, I could be totally wrong.
Beyond wild. We saw this with Juwan Howard. That's just something you just don't see. You don't typically see it. It take take you back to that.
You know how that was different. That was different. I feel as though like we see that in
Caught
sports.
in a bad spot.
We see that in sports all the time. You know what I'm saying?
You tell me the last head coach you seen swing on somebody.
I mean, it's you putting as coach, but in sports you see that all the time. Like shit, like Bobby Knight threw the chair across the floor. I remember in Indy before I got there, coaches got the record on the sideline. Coach snuffed another coach on the sideline.
But Buddy Ryan.
You know what I'm saying? So like in sports, you see that. Like you see that all the time. Like just
Jalen Ramsey just hit one of his teammates last year. Old boy from the Commanders. It happened on their bench. So yeah, in sports, it definitely happens a lot more. Yeah, you're right.
It happens. It happens. Right. So,
but at the Oscars, this was some WWE shit, man. Like you said, you think it was fake, staged. I think it was real. I think and like I said at the beginning, I don't think anybody wins from this. I think it wasn't a good look for Will. Not Chris Rock. He's a comedian. I feel like he was doing his job. He was hosting. He stayed professional. He a better man than I would, because that whole shit would have been
man,
just
Will,
a record.
Like I said, Will ain't tripped like because if you had an emotional breakdown or you went crazy or whatever, and you smacked somebody at the Oscars or whatever on live TV, you know what I'm saying? Kanye do it, he's crazy. You know what I'm saying? This man will do the jump, and not probably an hour and a half later, bro, he at his party, bro. Like he ain't at his party, he rapping, you know what I mean? Everybody like,
bro,
nothing happened.
The man walked up to the stage, slapped him, and then walked back to his seat and remained there for the rest of the award show.
And pulled the coat, and it was no security. No security came up. Like
I feel like everybody was in shock, bro. It's Will Smith. Let's go back a little bit. These are two
not security.
Great
Security can't afford to be that.
They rattled. They don't know if it's a part of the show. They don't. I think even the people in the crowd probably thought it was a part of the whole thing. And then you saw Lupita behind him, like, oh shit, it's real. You saw all the faces from different people, but I think it was real. But if it wasn't, they got me. But like you said earlier, it's wild that this is a lot of people is calling this Will Smith's biggest night. If that is, I would have to hear it from him. But for him to just be winning his first Academy Award is absolutely insane with the amount of work that he's done. And we were talking about it last night and this morning and kind of ranking. Obviously, he's had some bad movies, but he's had some great movies. We try to get a top 5. Each of us try to get a top 5, and it was hard for us to really get one. I think we agreed on 3 of them. And if y'all could throw some of y'all top 5 Will Smith movies in the chat as well. But you want to start with your list?
Nah, go ahead.
All right, I'll start with mine. So Pursuit of Happiness actually made my honorable mention. I had Bad Boys, King Richard, just won his first Oscar. I Am Legend, Men in Black, and Enemy of the State. That was my list right there.
Yeah, mine was my top 5 was 7 Pounds, Ali, King Richard, Pursuit of Happiness, and Bad Boys, and my honorable mention was Enemy of the State.
Yeah, so I mean some solid movies, man. What would be my favorite? I don't even know what would be my favorite out of those. I didn't put Independence Day on here. I think Tom I put Independence Day on my joint.
Independence Day was a good movie, but I just feel as though it was.
I loved it.
Nah. So like when I be looking at movies, yo, I mean the acting has to be great, but like I'm big on the storyline. Like,
you want to rock with the storyline?
The storyline was cool. Like, you know, it came out around 4th of July weekend. Like it was cool, but like that 7 pound shit, like that shit was that was real. Ali real, King Richard real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I feel like Ali wouldn't make my top 5, even though Ali's probably one of my favorite athletes. Nah, that wouldn't make my top 5.
Man, that acting was
Tone got my list wrong too. I definitely had Independence Day in my top 5. The acting was elite in Ali.
Yeah,
Elite. But let me see some of these others in here. 7 Pounds, great. Let me see, man. No, Wild Wild West. Nah, Wild Wild West ain't get it for me. Enemy of the State was fire.
Yeah, a ladder. Yeah,
That was out. The kids rock with Aladdin.
okay,
With him as a genie, the kids rock with Aladdin, bro. Now Robin Williams was 10 out of 10, so it's no compete with that, and that's the one we I watch as a kid. I don't know if you watch it, but nah, Aladdin wouldn't make my list. Yeah, that was on Tone, but Independence Day was definitely in my top 5. But a lot of these movies, a lot of Will Smith movies, you talked about it earlier before, might have been telling us something. Enemy of the State, Independence Day. I know you weren't feeling the storyline, but we've confirmed some UFOs since then. I, Robot, I Am Legend. We don't know where we at with this. Ain't. But I don't know. Oh man, but shout out to Will, man, winning his first Oscar. Salute. Also, we got some Shaq. Tone brought this to my attention. Shaq and Steph Curry won an Oscar as well as producers for The Queen of Basketball. Story about Lucia Harris. I actually got to watch this and get schooled up. I still haven't watched it, but Queen of Basketball. You watched it?
Nah, I was just checking some of the stuff that they were saying about. I think she got drafted by the NBA in the NBA.
All right, let me go look it up. I ain't gonna let AB just get up here and tell y'all anything.
I think she got drafted, man. So that story was real, man. She was a dog out there. Looking at some of the highlights. Yeah, I appreciate y'all. Ace Boogie, Nakiba.
Oh wow, yeah, 1977.
Yeah, D-Buck. Kick rocks.
Hey, I'm just trying to, 1977, she became the only woman ever officially drafted by the NBA, with the New Orleans Jazz selected her in the 7th round. Born and raised in Mississippi, Harris was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame and the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame as well. So, dope story. Shout out to Shaq and Steph's role in that film. That's dope, man. Oh man, what else you want to get into, man? These
we're gonna talk about my guys, man. The Sweet 16, Elite 8. I was calling out some plays. I was calling out some upsets. If y'all were tapping in,
you pick some shit now. You gonna lie.
Basketball. Basketball all about the matchups, man. Gonzaga went down. St. Peter's. They had a nice little run. But that came to an end.
Ran into the Tar Heels.
To my Tar Heels, man. So it's been some good ball, man. Even on the women's side, South Carolina been blowing their competition out of the water. But
we blew Indiana out of the water. UConn. It's been some good basketball play, man. Now your team, UNC, will be facing Duke, this is wild too. First time in the tournament these two teams have faced off. Obviously, the last time they played, your team played spoiler at Coach K's last game at Cameron Indoor. How you see this matchup panning out right now? The Duke Blue Devils are favored by 4.5 points.
Bet with UNC. I got them winning and covering the spread.
Well, you got UNC winning, obviously. So they getting 4.5 points. So I'm taking Duke.
That's easy.
I got Duke. Man, Duke's playing good ball right now, man. Coach K ain't gonna let Hubert and them Tar Heels ruin his day again, man.
You don't think so?
I don't think so, man. I know Coach K is 0-2 against my UConn Huskies and Natties, but first time it's crazy. They're doing a documentary, obviously, because it's the last dance for Coach K, and for this to be the first. This is some scripted shit, it seems like, but for this to be the first time that these two historic programs meet an attorney this last year and the Final Four at that. I mean, this is wild, but it's part of the story, man. I think the Duke Blue Devils figured it out.
Send them boys home, man. Send them boys packing. You thought Coach K was mad when UNC came in the Cameron Indoor and they caught that L. See what that locker room look like after they play next weekend. Well, this weekend.
I don't know, dog. I don't know. I like Banchero.
I don't care about none of that.
Wendell Moore. I like that center Williams. He's a problem down there.
Man.
If Love get hot again for UNC.
UNC, man. UNC. You had Miami winning last night, huh? Yeah, my point. Hey, so we got the next game in the Final Four.
Hey, Miami ran into a fucking buzzsaw.
Villanova.
Woo.
Miami, Kansas. Kansas is favored by 4.5. D-Buck on. Man,
that shit got real.
What D-Buck was talking about. And you know what?
I mean,
in that Miami locker room, it was I wasn't even in there, but I know how it went. I know how it went.
You talking about at halftime?
At halftime.
Before the game or after? Oh, at halftime. Okay.
It's only one half. So that Red Bull got you.
You said we in the locker room 3 times. We in the locker room before the game. We in the locker room halftime. We in the locker room after the game. So I want to know what.
I know how it went for Miami. They were up. Coach went in there excited. Players were like, man, Kansas, man, they overrated. Shit, we got this. You know what I'm saying?
We are who we thought they were.
Exactly, man. Look, man, they overrated, man. Let's go out here. We're gonna do the same thing we did in the second half, what we did in the first half. Just keep going. Put the pressure on them. Kansas. All right, now let's stop playing with these boys, man. Hey, let's turn it up a notch. Got the boys up out of there quick.
Yeah, it got ugly. It got ugly, but Villanova, they lost one of their top guards, one of their best guards. So yeah, I don't think they got it. It's hard to say they don't have a chance in this one, but I don't think they got a chance. They're gonna be well coached. But I got Kansas in this one. I got Kansas, especially after that shit. Like, I'm taking Kansas to win in the cover. And for the Duke UNC game, I just got Duke in the close one. I'm not gonna say they cover. If I had to pick the points, I'd take UNC with 4.5. But I'm taking Duke to win straight up. So money line Duke.
UNC and Kansas, man. I'm gonna take Kansas.
So Duke, Kansas, that's gonna be crazy, man. That's gonna be crazy. And tonight we'll have the Final Four set on the women's side of things. We got my UConn Huskies taking on the NC State Wolfpack, and whoever wins in that matchup will take on the Stanford Cardinal. I know you're gonna be a hater, but who you got in this matchup?
I got Stanford and North Carolina State. Well, I got North Carolina State definitely winning against UConn.
Like a true hater.
Nah,
this
not
is.
At all.
I think this is 13 straight Final Four or Elite Eights, 16 straight Elite Eights. If we make this, I don't know. Don't get me making shit up. The 16 straight Elite Eights. Gino Auriemma. Any Mount Rushmore with coaches, Gino better be etched up there on that mount. He top 4 coaches all time, regardless of sports. Easy for me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I've been around. That's a long, through all the different stars and, Deanna Taurasi, Rebecca Lobo, Barbara Turner, Maya Moore, Renee Montgomery. They just keep churning them out. Breonna Stewart, the list goes on. The other game on the other side, South Carolina already punched their ticket. Shout out Don Staley, #1 overall seed. We got Michigan and Louisville. Who you got in this one?
I'm gonna go on.
I thought you was frozen.
Nah. I'm thinking. They both. I'm gonna go Louisville here.
I got Louisville in this one too.
I got Louisville, South Carolina. I got South Carolina winning that.
So the South Carolina finally get it done?
I think so, man. I think so.
Let's see if Boston can take them over the top. Oh, that's actually a good question. Now that we done said it, that Mount Rushmore for coaches. Who your top four? Nick, Roddy Popovich. I don't necessarily. Oh shit. All right, top four coaches: Bill Belichick, Gino Auriemma.
I see you got Popovich in there, so again,
Greg
has to
Popovich, Coach K. Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna put Phil Jack in there.
I'll take Pop over Phil.
I didn't say I was taking Greg out.
Oh, okay. Who you top four? I go Belichick. I'm talking about all sports.
All sports?
All sports. It's college, it's pro, it's men's, it's women's. I'm going team sports. Belichick, Greg Popovich. Damn. Probably Eddie Robinson, Nick Saban.
My verdict, I don't know. My verdict still, I might be crazy when I say this, but my verdict still out on Bill. He got to win one without time.
Oh, Bill who? Walsh? No, you ain't talking about Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick.
Cut it out, bro. Don't do this. You can't have Phil Jackson in there and then say Bill Belichick got to win one without time. Phil Jackson won 6 with MJ and Pip, and then what? 5 with Kobe, 3 with Kobe and Shaq.
D-Buck, you just gave me your 4, right?
I'm saying though, that's disrespectful.
It's not disrespectful. He's still one of the top coaches. I just said not my top 4. Like, why I can't have my opinion? You had yours. I just said he. Who
your top 4, AB? Who your top 4? But mind you, Belichick had 2 Super Bowl rings as a defensive coordinator before he went to New England. But who your top 4?
Right. I'm gonna go with Phil Jack. I'm gonna go Coach K.
Coach K as a Tar Heel fan? Wow.
I mean, I'm respected. Gino and dang. I don't know. That's Saban's gonna get special over there.
I say Saban got it. Saban had to make my list. Saban. Who did I say? Saban, Gino, Bill, Pop. Nah, I put Eddie Robinson in too. Somebody got left out.
Yeah, Eddie Robinson. What he did was
Eddie Robinson, man. That's tough. Shit. Who is Don Gable? I might be showing some ignorance here, but I'm not sure who Don Gable is. Somebody educate me.
Damn.
Vince Lombardi by John Jay. I didn't
see that.
Yeah, you know, I don't put the same level of respect on that old shit, honestly.
Yeah, Pat Summitt, she had Tennessee rolling.
Yeah. Pat Summitt, you know, Gino, RIP to Pat Summitt, legend, but Gino was no doubt. Joe Torre, Yankees longtime manager. Yeah, I mean, it Red Auerbach. Like I said, I didn't watch much of that, but conversation, good conversation.
Yeah,
got to get a coach in Mount Rushmore. Yeah. What else we getting into, man?
John Madden.
You got any good questions? We got any good questions? We got the owners meetings going on right now down here in Palm Beach. Actually, you know what? We were just talking about college ball. I don't know if you saw this corner Brownlee down there at Florida State. basically, he was a starter with Florida State as a corner, had some NIL issues, and ended up opting out. So I think hitting the transfer portal because of said issues. It's a statement he put on Twitter. First and foremost, I want to thank God for giving me the ability to play the game during my time at FSU. I played alongside some great teammates, blah, blah, blah. The entire coaching staff, thank you. Best for me, my goals and aspirations, blah, blah. Lastly, I want to thank my family for supporting me through this tough decision. I'm looking forward to this new journey, but I will always appreciate my time here at Florida State University. You think there's going to be a trend? Basically, I think they promised some shit on the NIL side. It fell through. Brownlee said, I'm out. I'm going to go find some other green pastures, get this NIL money right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, again, man, we talk about it all the time. I think the business of football starts in college. Well, shit, it might even start before that.
How they doing it now?
How they doing it now, for sure. And, you know, if you at your job and they promise you something, they promise you a raise, or they promise you X, Y, and Z, and they don't come through with it. If you can go to another job who can offer you that, so you know what I'm saying? I don't think this will be the first time we hear about this. I won't be surprised if he head down to Jackson State. But again, I don't think we don't know all the information. We don't know what's really going on.
New era's upon us.
It definitely is, but I would definitely be interested to see what comes out of this.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting to see how this plays out. I might actually reach out to him and see if we can get some further commentary on this. Louis Barranco said a UT commit got 7 figures and he's a high school senior. That's crazy to think about. Sheesh.
Man, it's wild.
That's crazy to think about. Now, I mean, it's gonna be. I don't know. It's just slippery. Now he's leaving Florida State, and Florida State is on some down years right now. He was a starter too, so it wasn't like this was a guy who's leaving because he wasn't playing. Like, he was a starter. I don't know, and I know we're in a new era, but it's just hard for me to get on board with, you know, guys in college making these moves. And money is important, but at this stage in the game, man. If you're in a situation, you know the system, you know the playbook, and everybody's situation different, but you got to go out there and ball, man. Just go out there and ball. Stick to your program, as AB always say. Stay in your lane.
Yeah, you definitely got to do that, and I don't want us to come off as the old guys, right? Because I feel as though you got.
I'm gonna just come off as the old guy here. I may be just ignorant to the NIL stuff, but.
And I think that's what some of this is, right? Just because we didn't come up during this time, right? Whereas if you was at UConn right now and your NIL fell through, and you was it was potential for you to go elsewhere.
Put a number on it for me, just so I go through the mental gymnastics.
A $500,000 ticket, $500,000.
20, a half a ticket,
and you can go somewhere else and you can do the same thing that you did at UConn, but they got a $500,000 check waiting on you. You gone, D-Buck. And I'm not saying it's all about the money, but it's about the money, though. You know what I'm saying? Where you're able to get money. So again, we didn't grow up during this time period where we didn't have to think about that. So for us, it was like, you got to get it out. You got to get it how you get it. You know what I'm saying? If you there, you got to work. If somebody's coming in next year, and you got to compete for that spot, guess what you're going to do? You're going to grind. You can compete for that spot. But now with this transfer portal, I don't agree with it where guys, like you said, up and moving just like that. But if it's NIL and you talking about even 250,000, like you think about
these kids, you think about college. We can't work. We can't work when we're in college.
And you just think about when you leave at home, how a lot of your families, how they were living. So if you could get 250,000 at 18, 19, 20 years old, man, come on.
Yeah, man. I might have had to holler at you. So you're right. You know, I just don't, and I don't even know what his, where he falls and if he'll get drafted high next year, something like that. Just don't want the short term money to get in the way of that long-term bag, because you could be leaving a decent situation for that 250, for that 500, but just messing up that.
If you a dog, you a
I
dog.
dig that, but yeah, it's getting the wrong system and be out there assed out like a thong. But hopefully he got the right people around him helping to make this decision. Obviously, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him, hoping he's making the right decision personally. And everybody got their own situation. The transfer portal, I feel my certain ways about it, but for some individuals in the situation, it's best for them to hit that portal, because we also know these coaches be lying their ass off. And they'll tell you anything to get you into that program, get you into that facility. And you get there, and it's like, hold on now, this shit ain't nothing close to what y'all told me. But something you really said important there though. If you're a dog, you're a dog, and and this is not a thing where he's ducking competition. This is a business move for him, and it's important that
what we talk about here, the business of AB, the business of Darius Butler. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
This is the business of Brownlee Jr. Go do what you need to do, man.
Do what you need. Yeah,
it's different for us.
It's different. It's different. Yeah. It starts earlier now, man. I think even I was talking about this on Pat's show last week, because I was thinking about during my time in the league, there were certain teammates, and we were talking about Baker Mayfield playing hurt, Jarvis Landry playing hurt last year, and report came out over the weekend that, hey, Jarvis Landry was looking for $20 million a year, salary wise as a receiver, and now a lot of people look at that like, you're not getting 20. But last year, let's say he gets injured and he actually sits out and heal. Now that offseason, you may be looking at that different. So even playing hurt, I remember when I was playing, the guys who I knew, okay, this guy ain't gonna go unless he at least 90%. And then it was other cats who was, if they could walk, a cat like Reggie Wayne. If Reggie Wayne, he was playing. You know what I mean? Like you was playing, like, and it was like, damn, I was almost brainwashed into a point where, like, if you weren't playing, I felt like you was leaving us out, or you wasn't out there putting it all on the line. But from a business standpoint, sometimes it's the best decision to make if you can afford to make that decision. So it's a little complex, but shout out to Brownlee, man. Hopefully you're making the right decision. I'm sure you are, young brother.
Yeah.
Sure you are.
I mean, yeah.
It's the business, man. It's a business. don't take that lightly.
And in that business, you got to make tough decisions. And I'm pretty sure this was a tough one for him. Or maybe it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it wasn't. You know what I mean?
Maybe it wasn't.
On who you are, but we will see. G.I. Joe keep commenting on, I think, what he said, the Bills is building a new stadium.
Not a dome. I know AB want a dome.
Well, we're going to see, man. What do you think about the Bills building a 62,000-seater stadium, open-air stadium? I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure what that means either.
Open
that kind of like how we got with the roof in Lucas Oil? Or?
Is a retractable roof. I'm not sure what that is. Van got a question for, like, what's the worst injury you play with? What we talking about that?
Ooh, I was fortunate, honestly, where I didn't have like major injuries, but came back early from a high ankle sprain. Came back like probably 2-3 weeks early. It was a 4 to 6 week, and then I came back in 3, really 2, and then I end up pulling my hamstring because my shit wasn't right. But high ankle sprain is probably the high ankle sprain. I had some nerve shit in my shoulder, but I feel like that was pretty much it. I'd probably say high ankle sprain.
Yeah.
Actually a lot. A broken wrist. So then this is back to the NFL being a business, or football in general. Fuck the NFL. Football in general being a business. Week probably 4 or 5, I get an injury. I hurt my wrist playing for the Carolina Panthers 2011. I go in, get an x-ray. Talk to my doctor. Doctor say, hey, it's a bad sprain. So I continue playing the rest of the season. I never get a second opinion. Continue playing the rest of the season. Last game of the season, I go to make a tackle on Darren Sproles. The whole season, I can't really lift on it. I can't really press, none of that. Imagine playing DB with one arm. I snapped my forearm. The injuries always lead to those other injuries. Snap my forearm, go back, get an x-ray in New Orleans, and they say, hey, you broke your forearm, you broke your radius, but your scaphoid is broken too. And you could tell that he's been broke for a while because that's one of those breaks that it don't get a lot of blood supply, so it's hard to heal. So that was the worst injury I played with. Unknowingly, I thought I just had a badly sprained wrist the whole year. Come to find out, I had a broken wrist playing with all year. So that would be the worst injury I played with all season. What about you?
So I had a high ankle sprain. And amazingly, I don't know how I didn't miss any games, but I know how. But that tore it all.
That torty.
High ankle sprain. I actually Frank Gore trying to make a tackle on Frank Gore. He ran through an arm tackle and dislocated, and I tore some ligaments in my elbow. Played through that.
Oh yeah, I remember you had that big ass brace on, big ass Gronk jump.
Played through that, and then turf toe.
Oh,
turf toe, and that turf toe ended up. I ended up having so many more issues with my foot and my ankle because with the turf toe, I ended up putting a steel plate in my cleat so my toe couldn't bend. But with obviously your foot needs to be able to move, and
everything
with my
got to compensate.
Yeah, with my foot being stiff, man, I ended up my ankle, calves, like it was just crazy. Like you said, like one injury affects the whole body, man. But man.
Yeah, we played through some, and when you out there and you playing, it was 16 games for us, 16 that count, now 17. And you wanted to be, as a competitor, you wanted to be out there for everyone that you possibly could. And when you can, you go. When it's not going to be a detriment in the long term. But when you got to know when you can't, and you got to know, and sometimes every situation is different. Sometimes I done heard a coach tell a player, like, you can't afford to be hurt. Like you hurt, like you gonna be out of here, like straight like that. Now, AB, you could be hurt. You could miss 4 weeks and come back when you're healthy. Everybody ain't able. So, but if you are, take your time, let your shit heal, because your body, man, the moment you get injured, like literally the moment your body start, whether you know it and feel it or not, your body subconsciously starts to overcompensate for that injury. So if you got a messed up ankle, you may be in a boot for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, like your hips gonna be off, everything, your back, your body is always trying to, protect itself. So you got to understand that with the rehab process and making sure everything on point before you get back out in that field, because once you're in that field, it's no excuses, no explanations. But it's a fine line to tread when you're playing a violent game like football, or any kind of contact sport. But take care of yourself first.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I went to just talking about injuries. I went to a little symposium last week at Wake Forest. Coach Caldwell kind of put it together, a regenerative medicine symposium, and just what the research that they're trying to do as far as to help former players live a normal life. And they just the doctors was talking about it, just as far as like the things that players go throughout their career, and how they have a high threshold of pain tolerance.
Yeah.
And when you leave the game, it's like, okay, I've been dealing with this pain for so long, I just managed to keep dealing with it, not knowing, like, look, like life can be so much better, man. But like you said, man,
I know old heads that move like that, like now,
man,
damn, bro.
And it's crazy. Like they ended up giving us a tour of the facility, and I'm looking at some of these old heads walking, and I'm just like, just said a prayer, man. I'm like, whew.
That should be rough, man. And then for I'm 36 now, so I see guys even younger than me now that lead a game and be, already, like I said, I was fortunate in my career. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was in the business of Darius Butler. I made business decisions out there. I knew what my skill, what my strengths were, and what my weaknesses were. But obviously, you know, I also like like contact as well. And it's a violent game, so you're gonna get your bumps and bruises. But for guys that come in and play a violent brand of football, man, it's a tough road after the game. And obviously, when you're in it, you can't really think about it. You know what I mean? And shit, you ask, most of us will go out there, line that shit up, and do it again if we be real. That's part of the deal, man. But we got a couple questions. This is a good one, I think, because people got different philosophies with this. Jimmy Sin, tape ankles from there on out after my high ankle sprain. Did you guys tape your ankles?
So in the beginning of my career, I was I spatted my cleats, so I taped my ankles over with my cleats on.
Oh, you must have had a Reebok deal.
Nah, I did have Reebok, but then I didn't have anything. But as I continued in my career and just talking to different doctors, they would say that taping your ankles were bad. You know, taping your ankles were bad, spatting your cleats were bad, you know. And I'm like, well, damn, like your whole basically my whole life, it was either wearing ankle braces or getting your ankles taped, and nobody really told you like how bad it was for your knees to get your ankles.
Oh, it's bad for your knees?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that it make your ankles weak. Make your ankles weak. They stop the flexion of your ankles, and then eventually, you know, make your knees weak. So I would say probably like my last 7 years in the league, I didn't spat or tape my ankles.
Not even on game day?
Nope.
Damn. Yeah, I think we had to get our ankles taped in practice in college. Never taped in high school. I spat it on game day. And then college, I think we had to get our ankles taped. Like it was like a mandatory thing. Then the league, I tried to spat, but Nike, they basically gave me a warning, maybe two, and said, all right, third one, we taking the deal away. They didn't play with the spat shit. And then in the league, I want to say like the last probably 6 years I did like a lot.
Light
like,
lock.
Yeah, like a little light lock. Had a little support on game day. I get like some black light stretch tape, but didn't really like taping just because I felt like it made my ankles weak, because I was an ankle sprain guy. Like I was gonna sprain my ankle. Like that was gonna happen. Yeah. And I always, with injuries, range of motion was always important for me. Like the quicker I could get my range of motion back, you know, I know the strength gonna come after that. So I hated being in cast or in a boot or anything like that. So range of motion. So I didn't tape much at all, except when I, you know, had to, or you got injury, you get a high ankle sprain and some shit, and you got to get the moleskin and this and that. But if I ain't have to,
yeah,
Kevin, the swoosh, they don't mess around. That's why I said when AB said spat. So yeah, you had to be a Reebok guy, or like you said, nothing. Some cats just say everything.
When you were in the league, did you get medical treatment and facility, or if you had to go to another specialist, did the team cover it?
Early on, it was all in facility stuff. You know, didn't really know any better, honestly. As I got older, getting around, you know, guys like you, some other teammates, and seeing guys different regimens off the field, that's when I started doing different things off the field. Teams will cover certain things, like with people that basically they vet and they say, all right, these people good. If you get a second opinion, they got to pay for that. If you go get surgery somewhere else, they got to pay for that. A lot of players may not know this, but you can always get a second opinion. But I don't think they don't just pay for any type of medical treatment. If you need it, I think they have to pay for it. But outside of that, nah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Nah, like you said, like at my first, I'm gonna say like my first 2 years, it was all like in-house, but I ended up tapping into a program out in AZ that I would go train at every off season, and it worked for me. And then the head trainer would travel during through the season wherever I was at, either Indy or wherever I was playing at on the road, and would help me with some things or whatever. And and obviously, wherever you was playing at in the city, you could find like another facility where you could go train it, because there's only so much that it's only so much of the trainers on the team are going to do, just because
only so much time.
Yeah, time and just liability as well. You know what I mean? Where if something goes wrong, they don't want the player to be able to come back and say, hey, the team did X, Y, and Z. So it's only certain things that they're going to do, only certain practices that they're going to try to
True.
Try to do. So if you can go to somebody else who's certified, who's qualified, and they can do some different practices on you that could potentially, get you on the field sooner and prevent some injuries, man, you can tap into it.
So Nakeem said, we know they don't pay for TB12. That's funny you said that. So Alex, I swear by Alex, my first or second year in the league, I can't remember. Bill Belichick came and got me. I guess they used to be cool. Alex had his own little area in Patriots joint, and Belichick came and got me out of one meeting. I had tweaked my hamstring in practice before. Man, Alex took me in his room and see. I'm talking about, bro. I've never went from one place to another place that quick in like a matter of 2 hours. I never in my life. And I was young, I was 23, 24 at the time. So, you heal faster. But I was out there running I missed one practice, and the next practice I was back out there. So the TB12 method, Alex Guerrero, Alex, real deal. Real deal. But pliability is very important. Pliability, being flexible, making sure your muscles firing at the right time and shit. And this stuff you don't really learn till you're older. Till most of us have to know it. But if you are a young lad out there and you figure this shit out early, you can definitely steal some years on that back end of your career.
No question.
But yeah, man. You got anything else, man?
They got some of these.
Before we get up out of here,
talk about some of these rule changes, man. The proposals by the competition committee make permanent the free kick formation implemented during the 2021 season that established a maximum number of players in the setup zone. By the Indianapolis Colts and Philadelphia Eagles allow both teams an opportunity to possess the ball in overtime.
Boo.
And by the Tennessee Titans allow both teams the opportunity to possess the ball in overtime unless the team with the first possession scores a touchdown and a successful 2-point try.
Interesting little tip, little switch up by the Titans.
Right.
I think Mike Tomlin just talked about it too, the overtime rule. I'm a fan of the sudden death. Once again, probably just old school, but I like the sudden death. And we saw it happen in the playoffs. We saw the Chiefs get the ball first against the Bills. They go down the wheel. And literally the next game, Chiefs got the ball first again in overtime. And then the Cincinnati Bengals got a stop, went down and scored and won the game. So get a stop, man.
Yeah.
Get a stop and score.
That's what it boils down to, in my opinion. And obviously D-Butts as well.
But yeah, man, before we do get up out of here, somebody just asked Lewis, we need some F1. Hey, man. Like I said, it was my first race. I would have liked to see more of the live shots from the guys in the lead. I feel like we got a lot of shots from, I think it was Alpine Racing, Alonso, and another guy going back and forth who were actually teammates. And now I learned in the racing, your teammates a lot of times are your biggest competitors because you're driving pretty much the same car. There's two races on the track, and y'all got the same car, same engine, same tire, all that shit. So they were battling it out. But the ending of it with Ferrari and Red Bull, it was dope, man. Lewis Hamilton, who was probably the only F1 racer I know, he started at 15, ended up at 10. But I learned a little more about the strategy, seeing the dope racing course, I guess it's called, and then knowing that they're coming to Miami soon, I'm definitely gonna be tapped in for that. But it was dope, man. It was dope to hear, hearing the drivers talk to their team and seeing how different things happen, how people, pass and all that shit. Shit was fire. I'm gonna get AB into it. I promise you. Shout out to the F1 fans out there, man. I see why it's so popular.
Shout out to y'all, baby.
I see why them cats making it's crazy. They're making 45, 30, 20 mil a year.
They getting big money. I know that part.
Yeah, they getting that bag. That international shit, they getting that bag. But I'll be tapped in. You'll see it on the timeline. All right. Just now getting the annual head coach photo. Somebody check on Matt Rowe. I haven't seen the picture yet. But all right, man. We got anything else before we get up out of here?
Man, that's it, man. You have a great Monday, man. Start your week off right.
I got my workout in early today.
Yeah, me too. Me too. All good energy, man. Positive vibes all week, baby.
You heard my guy. Let's get it, man. Y'all hold it down. We up out of here, man. Y'all already know. Go tap in with Pat Show. See what they're over there talking about. We gone.
Peace.
All right, y'all be easy.
All right, brother.
All right, bro.
Yep.